Good evening, dear teacher Monica. Today we're going to record the video for the presentation that we're working on. The topic that we're going to talk about is oral work by Andres Vargas and Angelga. First, we're going to talk about some suggestions that the topic says.
For example, limitations. As we know as teachers, oral work is one of the most demanding skills. It is not an easy work, okay? Why? Because we use our mother language to express idea, emotions, communicate with someone. But sometimes we don't have any idea how to say in another language, so we can do it. It is difficult. And lack of actual language because sometimes we don't have all the knowledge about the language and we can express or we can use it, right?
Okay. Now another suggestion would be we don't know what they want to say. Okay. In this stage, we must let them speak or talk to us about anything, about their emotions, because children at that age see or perceive English as a means of communication. So they don't know that there are some rules, some knowledge that you need to have, some structures, but just expressing what they feel. So don't spend your pupils to say what you want them to say. Maybe in controlled activities, you gotta tell him. But in free or another activities that are freer, you must let them speak as they want. Also, the native language, when words are not found, sometimes they don't know how to express what they feel, or they can find the right words or language in English, so they are going to use their mother tongue. So that is normal, and you have to let them use it.
Okay, teacher, now we as teachers we need to find a balance between control and guide activities for beginners. You can do or you can prepare free activities because they don't have all the language, they just know about words or something. So we as teachers we have to control this kind of activities, okay? And then it is very good to use a lot of activities in the classroom because students they don't have a lot of opportunities to practice the language outside. So we as teachers we need to practice a lot, to use the language a lot, okay? In practice in class, as we told you before, students don't have like times or like another space to practice English outside the classroom.
Okay, thank you, Andres. Next, we're going to talk about correcting. The correction in classes or in activities must be done immediately. For example, you're doing a free activity or something and the child gets the word wrong, you have to correct them for them to know where is right or wrong. But there is an exception. When making guided activities where you already provided the language, you must wait until he expresses all he wants to say. But if the pupil asks for an answer, you have to tell him. You gotta answer what he wants you to say. Now we're going about presenting the new language. First, we have to insert the input and then we have to check the output. When presenting a new language, it's important that first of all, we give them resources, materials, knowledge, and activities to give them the language through vocabulary, Relaya, etc. And then at the end of the activities, there we can check the output or what they learn from us.
Okay.
There are some ways of presenting the new language. The first way is through the pupils. In this way, I'm going to read an example and then I'm going to explain. Here is the example. Pupils Maria and Carlos go in front of the board. Then we say Maria can swim, Carlos can play soccer, and Maria can't play soccer. What does it mean? That we as teachers know that maybe Maria likes swimming or she's practicing swimming at the school, and we know that Carlos likes soccer and likes to play it. So through the same purpose, we're going to teach them the real things or the context they are in. Thank you.
Okay, teacher, and using a mascot, it's very important, a puppet or a class mascot, because through this kind of object, to this kind of character, you can introduce new topics, and you can catch students' attention. It is a successful way of presenting language, and about you can use it to make conversations. You can use it to practice a conversations between you and the mascot, and the students they will love it. Okay, catch children attention, and you don't have to present or a word for yourself.
It's a
As
helper.
Yeah, it is very useful. So using a mascot is a very good idea.
Okay. Okay, another way of presenting new language is through drawings. Drawings are very good for children because they will be more motivated about knowing the vocabulary and the language. For example, if you present a picture of their family, you tell them to draw their family, they're going to be interested on telling you as a teacher, to the teacher, what is the father in English. They want to talk about their family, so they will learn English to tell you what it is about. Also, for learning vocabulary or presenting new vocabulary, it's good to give them drawings of food, animals, and passages. Then another way we have silhouettes. Silhouettes are very good resource for making conversations or make storytellings. When we are telling a story, they are going to be more motivated through silhouettes because you can bring the princess and the prince, Mickey Mouse, the unicorn, and they will be interested on what is happening to the story. Also, the silhouettes can be reflected on the video beam, so you can make them move to make more interest in the story.
And another one, it's puppets, but it's not the puppet that I told you before. It's easy. So this,
A paper face?
yeah, it's a
Paper
paper face with a smile or angry. Don't need to be more than mask. It will be a mask. It's very easy. Don't have to be complicated. And they can be just paper bags with helpful eyes. For example, if you want to ask students about how they are feeling, you can use it. Because I know I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling sad.
They
Okay?
put a mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
And suggestions, we as teachers we can use pictures to present new language, image, okay, realia. And
Realia,
that's it,
objects.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
about the ways that we can teach.
Okay, thank you. Through objects.
Yeah.
Um,
Now we're going to talk about control, guide, and free activities.
activities.
Okay? Control practice, teacher, it is very easy to understand because you use these kind of activities, but you have the control of it. Okay? For example, if you ask something, you know what is going to be the answer. It's very easy. You know what the students are going to answer. That's why it's called control practice, control activities.
okay. No. Now we're going to talk about guided practice. The guided practice is a little bit different from control practice because the guided practice gives them more chance to work by themselves and to give them more responsibility of their work. For example, guided practice can be done in groups or in pairs. You give them the structure, you give them some objects, and etc. But the thing is that you are going to give them some instruments, but they have to work by themselves on the instruments. So there is there is no much chance that they are going to learn a whole structure, but at least they are going to present more vocabulary
Okay.
through textbooks or materials.
There-
Next. With guided practice, we can work on picture cards, role plays, and the use of objects.
Yeah.
For example, when you use objects, you can bring to the class It can be a rocket, a puppet, or anything, and you tell one student to hide it in the pocket. Then you can make a conversation with them or tell them the structure of how to ask what is in the pocket. So another student says, what have you got in your pocket? And they can make a conversation. And the other guy, the other children, decides if we want to tell him the other guy or not. Yeah, and there is where they have a little bit the control of the situation. Thanks.
Okay, teacher, and finally, free activities. You can use this kind of activities, but with people that have a lot of knowledge of the language, because free activities, for example, they focus attention on the message, content, and not of the language as such. So it is about the fluence. Okay. There is a genuine communication even though the situations are sometimes artificial. It is about for example, we are in the classroom, where teachers say to students that they have to create a game or a situation. For example, in a small center, on a hospital. This is artificial. This is artificial, but they are in touch with the real world. For example, okay.
Yes.
Free activities will really show that pupils can or not use the language. Okay.
It's funny.
Yes, as I told you before, this is for fluency.
So these kind of free activities can be for fifth grade, maybe.
Maybe, but it's not the best option.
Okay.
And teacher control is minimal during the activity. It is the opposite in control and free activities. Okay. And atmosphere should be informal and non-competitive. And finally, there is often a game element in the activity. Okay. There is an example that it was on the guy's paperwork, but I'm not going to explain, teacher, because
The pair work is where two students
have to interact with each other.
have to interact with each other and they have to make a
Yeah.
conversation by
Yeah,
themselves. It's
yeah.
the same as I explained.
Yeah,
Another one, okay, that's all
yeah.
for the game.
This is like
okay.
a game that's charades, but not just with the action, with the movement. No, you need to use the language,
Okay.
your own language.
Okay, teacher. This was the theory of our topic, and we couldn't explain the last part because it's kind of a game. It was to make it in the classroom with your
Yeah.
classmates. But I hope you enjoyed the explanation, and
Sensation.
we are going to send you the slideshows for you to check what we said. It's all about there. And you're going to check the final activity that was a play, and you're gonna see what it was about. It
Yeah,
was
teacher.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
teacher. See you then.